What's happening? Luke with the Viking Boys here, and today we are going to be calling back an appointment. So last week you guys saw me make a couple of phone calls when I was doing some cold calling, and I booked an appointment for Saturday at 1 o'clock. This past weekend I went on that appointment at 1 o'clock on Saturday. Kind of got a good view and a good feel for what the house had to offer, and I let him know that I would give him a call back on Monday. So here we are, Monday morning, and we are going to make that phone call. Here we go.
Hello.
Hey, Ken.
Yes.
Ken, it's Luke. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. How's the rest of your weekend then?
It was okay. It wasn't anything spectacular.
Yeah, I hear you. It was nice. The weather sure was great up there. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was a little bit cool last night though.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Well, yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure I gave you a call back. I know I told you I'd reach out on Monday, so like I said, just wanted to make sure I did that. So, yeah, I wanted to say thanks for giving me the chance to come take a look at the property. It's a clean property for sure. There's no doubt about it. I know we kind of went over some of the things that we'd be doing. How we purchase a property, all that kind of stuff. Did you get much more? Did you get much more of an opportunity to kind of think about if it is something that you want to do or not? Like if it is kind of a for sure thing.
I'm definitely going to be selling it.
Okay, no worries. And then had you kind of thought much about time frame? Because I know I'd mentioned that we're very flexible. We're like I said, if you were looking to move in 2 to 3 weeks, we could make that work quickly. Or if you were looking for 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, if you were thinking towards the beginning of the new year, we can work with you on that.
I'm kind of thinking more towards the middle to the end of January.
Okay, no worries. So about 45 to 60 day close.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we can definitely do that. And then obviously I know we had also kind of talked about how when we buy our properties, I've already done a walkthrough now, so I'm not going to have other people coming through all the time. You wouldn't have to worry about putting the dog away and putting Roxy away. We'd make it real nice and easy for you. But had you kind of thought much more about like a number that you were like, hey, I know, because I did get those the lead sheets that you kind of sent me with the the comps on there, so I appreciate that. But I mean,
I'm looking to see if I could walk away with like 290.
290. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that's doable for you guys or not, but house really doesn't need that much work.
Right. No, I'm with you. It is. It's a clean property for sure. So my main thing though is that if I was able to come in at 290 with us paying all the closing costs and the dock fees and obviously if we did go to sell the property, we'd be paying the full realtor fees when we sell it, right?
That's true.
So there's just little things like that which is kind of why a lot of times our numbers, like we kind of talked about on the first phone call, while they'll be a little bit lower, it is just going to be that net in your pocket.
Sure.
And so I mean just
less hassle.
Right, exactly. So the less hassle. So I mean, so obviously the few things that we'd kind of mentioned about the property, one, we'd be doing definitely some new appliances. We'd probably be doing some either new carpet in the bedrooms, or we'd possibly be looking at trying to match that flooring and carrying it throughout the bedrooms. Just a couple small things, but just a couple minor upgrades here and there. But I mean, so for us, where it really makes sense for where we would have to be, for just, again, keep in mind, this would just be net in your pocket though, is we would have to be right at 270,000 cash.
270.
And so I know that I had mentioned that maybe we'd be at like 240 to 260 the first time we spoke. But again, I wasn't expecting your property to be as clean as it was, and so. So yes, I mean, from that 240 to 260, we were able to actually come up basically, anywhere from 10 to 30 grand on that initial offer of where we thought we'd be.
270.
270. So yeah, so we'd be at 270 is the number that makes sense for us. And at that 270, you know, I'm taking into account that we're going to be taking on all those fees, all the closing costs, you know, some of the I guess the unforeseen problems or issues that could arise once we do own the property. And then also, as we mentioned, you know, us kind of doing some of those renovations, the small renovations, you know, clean as the property is, there are, you know, like I said, just a few things that we would be taking care of.
Okay, so yeah, you couldn't come up to 280.
I couldn't, unfortunately. I mean, 280 just, by the time we pay everything else, buying it at 280 is it just doesn't really leave any room for error, you know, or for if anything was to happen, I guess. Another thing, you know, just to keep in mind is, you know, obviously everything that's going on with the elections. I mean, obviously we're kind of in a spot right now with real estate where it's very high. But obviously, you know, things can turn extremely quickly. And so, you know, it's a little scary for us to be buying properties at the time, but we still are. Just for the sense that, you know, if there was a recession or something like that, you know, and we're buying this at 270, which is, you know, near the top of the market, and then things kind of came crashing down, then, you know, we're kind of caught with our pants down.
Sure. Okay, so if it was at 270 and you pay all.
We pay everything. So what did you say you owe on the property? You owe about 140, I think you said, or 150?
143.
Okay, so 143. So you would be walking with 127. So 127, and that's net in your pocket though. So I mean, like I said, you're not going to have any other, you know, random fees. You're not going to have any other, you know, kind of things that you're not ready for. Where, you know, if you're going to sell it on the market, like I said, you know, you're going to have some of those things pop up where they're going to say, hey, you know, we want you to take care of this in the inspection. We want you to do this. We want you to do that. And then, you know, once by the time all the fees kind of start coming off, you know, then that's when you kind of start sitting back and being like, man, like, where's it all going? You know what I mean?
Right. That sounds very plausible. I mean,
Okay.
This may work for me.
Okay. Okay, awesome. And then I'm just trying to think. So, you know, do you think that if we did 60-day close, 270 cash, do you think that's something we can move forward? We can move forward with?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, awesome. Let me do this then. Let me grab a pen here. What's your email address? Awesome. And then are you pretty familiar with DocuSign?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So that's how we send all of our agreements, is just over through DocuSign. We have a very short contract. We just use a nice little 2-pager. Because obviously, you know, a lot of the traditional real estate, you know, contracts, they're going to be anywhere between like 12 and 14 pages. But when you're buying how we buy our properties, you don't need a lot of the verbiage and the wording in that. You know, half of the pages are, you know, I guess what the seller's going to fix on the property, you know, things that are going to stay with the property. And then the other half is a lot of times, you know, the lending on the purchase. So when we're buying cash and when we're buying it as is, you know, we're not asking you to fix any of that stuff. We're not asking you to, you know, to figure it all out. So it just makes it very simple.
Right.
So awesome. So what I'll do then is I will have my partner Jake shoot over the agreement then. Yeah, so you'll see a little 2-page contract come on over for you. So I mean, just so I know, we're at 270, we got ourselves a deal?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, awesome. Well, I really appreciate it, Ken. And then what we'll do is we'll open escrow with Yavapai Title. That's the title company that we use. I'll see if Jake wants to use Yavapai Title or if he wants to use Fidelity National Title. Do you have a preference with one of those?
Well, I use Yavapai Title, that's what we used previously.
Oh, okay. So, perfect.
Perfect.
We'll keep moving forward with the Yavapai Title then.
Okay.
And then, yeah, if you've got any questions at all, just feel free to reach out. You've got my number, and we'll keep going from there.
Okay, so closing would be a 60-day closing.
Yeah, we'll do 60-day closing, so it'll be the end of January. And if you want to close before then, just let us know. You know, if you end up finding out that you're moving faster than you had kind of thought, we'll just go ahead and move. We can move the closing up, a couple weeks if you wanted, or if you even needed a little bit more time, just let us know. We're here to work with you.
Okay, so if I need a little more time, do I sign this up now, or do I wait?
No, yeah. You still sign it now, and then it'd be later on if we needed a little more time. We'd send over an addendum that would just state, we'll be moving closing up 2 weeks, or we'll be moving closing back 2 weeks.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, that sounds good. Well, yeah, look for it in your inbox. Jake will probably have it over to you here in about 10-15 minutes.
Okay, appreciate it.
Of course, Ken. Let me know if you got any questions.
Okay, thanks, Lou.
Of course, thank you. So that's what was that? That was a Monday phone call, a Saturday appointment, and a following Monday got the deal under contract. So there it is, guys. That's a contract in a week from the original first call. So I know follow-up is everything, but again, these types of deals like this, they are out there. Go snag them. So I know what you're thinking. Luke, on that last video, you had thrown out 240 to 260. Well, your mind would be blown if you saw how clean this property was. It literally needed nothing. So, we're going to come in and do some small minor updates here and there, probably backsplash, maybe pull out the carpeting in the bedrooms and kind of redo it with some newer carpeting. But again, we kept our rehab on this one, our budget under $5,000. And it's going to be. So we put $5,000 in for renovations. Again, we play it safe with the ARV on here. We just said 3.25. But this is why it's so key to know the areas that you're calling in. Because, if the ARV on this one's going to be 325, to possibly 340, if we do these $5,000 in repairs, put this $5,000 into updating it, we're probably going to be able to push, 340 on this project. So when you're pushing 340 on this project, you can buy this at 270, right? So obviously, yeah, if we got it at 240 or 260, it would have been a no-brainer. We would have killed it. We would have, there's a good chance we would have made, 60, 70 grand on it. But just buying at 270 and selling at the price we're looking at, I've got penciled in right here, this should be anywhere between a 30 and a 40K deal. So a 30 and a 40K deal on a quick wholesale. These are what you are looking for right here. So don't always try to find one that, hey, I got to find something that's going to just blow everything out of the water. Again, a nice little 30, 40K deal on a quick phone call. It's what we're looking for. Guys, for more videos like this, just like and subscribe below. You'll be closing deals in no time.